I started having problems with my weight when I was a kid, and I spent most of my life trying to lose the weight and struggling so much because I was following what other people were doing and what other people were saying that I should do to lose the weight and get results. I couldn't stick to it because it required me to do so much work. I needed motivation because it was so hard. Usually required me to do stuff I didn't want to do or eat things that I didn't like. So I ended up failing over and over again, gaining so much weight that in my late 20s, I weighed 275 pounds and I left myself no choice. My weight was starting to cause me serious health problems and I had to find a way to lose it. So I want to share how I got rid of all the BS and lost 130 pounds my way. The lazy girl way that requires no motivation and no effort. And I've been able to keep the weight off for 9 years, honey. Yes! Starting with diet. The first thing I did was I had to start keeping foods on hand that were low calorie, that I could eat a lot of without feeling guilty for eating. You have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, meaning you have to eat less, but I have a big appetite and it's normal to feel hungry when you're in a calorie deficit. I needed to find ways to still eat without feeling bad for it so that I could still be in a deficit to lose the weight, but also feel full. Those two foods that I learned about were popcorn. These are just popcorn seeds. Get a popcorn popper. It's super low calorie, full of fiber, so you feel full because fiber is slow digesting. We ran out because I ate it all. Watermelon. What I love is that these foods are super tasty and both are full of fiber. Watermelon for 1 cup is only 50 calories. I love keeping this on hand because when I'm hungry, I don't feel bad for eating it. It fills me up really quickly. It's also really tasty, but I can't overeat it. I literally get so full eating a couple of cups. That's only like 100 calories for like 2 cups. So I fill my belly, I feel satisfied, and I know that I don't have to feel guilty because I'm still eating in a deficit. The same with popcorn. This is for about 50 to 60 grams, a quarter cup basically. For 5 cups popped, it's 180 calories. I do that, a little bit of cooking spray, some Kernel seasoning. It fills my belly and satisfies me. I can eat a lot of this without feeling guilty. I don't have to give up eating, especially because I've never been very good at eating less. I'm a big eater, so I had to find ways that I could still do that, but also get the weight off. The next thing that I did was I stopped changing what I was eating. I used to change all the time. I would take away all of my favorite foods like bread and chips and stuff, and then I would force myself to eat things that I didn't like spinach, broccoli, all kinds of the diet foods that you're supposed to eat to lose weight. I needed motivation to eat those because I didn't really want to eat them. I didn't need any motivation to eat chips. And I was eating a bag, like a family-sized bag of chips every single night when I was overweight. I had to find a way to still allow myself to eat the chips because, like I said, I did not need motivation to do that. I don't need motivation to eat lots of watermelon and popcorn either. In the past, whenever I failed, I took away all the chips and I would eat carrots instead. I love carrots, but I wouldn't pick carrots over chips. So I decided to go from eating chips to still eating chips, but just a little less. So I went from eating a whole bag, and Kyle, my husband, he's lost the same amount of weight as me and kept it off for the same amount of time. We were both eating a whole bag. So we decided, what if we split the bag? And that equaled like one big bowl, like this size for each of us. This is the exact bowl that we ate. And so we still got chips, and a decent amount. That's quite a bit of chips. Automatically, we were eating less. So we didn't need motivation to eat our chips at night. It also wasn't a lot of work because we were still eating the chips. We were just put it in a bowl. There was no thought. There was no, oh, I have to do this. I have to eat this. It was very easy.
And before Nicole was, 275 pounds, I was almost 400 pounds. at night we relax and watch a movie and ate popcorn and chips. Well, we didn't really change anything except for the way we make the popcorn and then the amount of the chips, but we still ate chips and popcorn and watched movies.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's just before we poured a lot of butter on our popcorn and we didn't measure it. We started measuring it and then using cooking spray or light margarine instead of the butter, and that saved us a lot of calories. We were still eating what we loved, slightly less. And we focused on being consistent with the bowl of chips. And then we moved on, and that's another thing that we did. We are both really big eaters. We have always had bigger appetites than most people. And so we needed to find ways where it wasn't a shock to the system, where we could learn to eat just a little bit less and get consistent with that. And that didn't take a lot of motivation because it was just a little less. And the next thing that we did, which required barely any effort at all, was to switch to the low-calorie version of some of our favorite foods. We couldn't take stuff away. We tried that. I love bread. I love chips. I love ice cream, pizza, French fries. I tried taking that away and it didn't work. So we looked at how do we eat those foods but still get in a deficit, eat a little bit less. How do you do that? You choose the lower calorie version of the French fries, the lower calorie version of the ice cream. So we still ate. We ate ice cream and cookies pretty much every day when we were overweight. We ate ice cream and cookies every day when we were losing weight, but we chose the low calorie version. We just finished this actually tonight for dessert. This is frozen yogurt. Crispy peanut butter crunch. So you still get really tasty, full of mix-in, flavorful ice cream. This is frozen yogurt. 3/4 of a cup is 210 calories, which is actually really good, a good serving and a good amount of calories for a tasty treat. And we were saving a lot of calories by doing that. And if you're not ready for a frozen yogurt, you don't have to choose something that's called low calorie. You can go looking for regular versions, just check the label because look at this. There's massive differences from Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's and all of those are really high cal ice creams. If you go looking in your freezer section, this is just this is Breyers. We live in Canada, but you get the picture. This is Breyers Creamery style butterscotch ripple. The calories are really great. 3/4 of a cup for 190 calories. So you can enjoy even 2 servings of this would be less than Ben & Jerry's. You're enjoying your ice cream. You're automatically having less calories and still enjoying what you love. Kyle and I love syrups and sauces. Here is an example. So this is caramel sundae syrup. This is the less sugar one. And this is just a regular caramel sundae syrup. So this one, the regular, for 4 tablespoons, it's 260 calories. If you choose the less sugar one, that also says fat-free on it, they're usually less calories. So look at this. 4 tablespoons is 180 calories. So just by choosing the lower sugar or the fat-free, you are getting less calories. So check your labels. You don't have to give anything up. That's no effort. I don't have to be motivated to eat this with this. Kyle's a ketchup boy, loves ketchup. Did not want to give up his ketchup. The regular Heinz, it's 20 calories for 1 tablespoon. He loves this blue menu. It's 5 calories for a tablespoon. So he's saving 15 calories for every tablespoon, loves ketchup, doesn't have to be motivated. Every morning he gets up, pulls this out of the fridge, puts it on his eggs for breakfast. Loves it. There's no effort. So what we're looking for, why we've been able to do this for so long and get so much weight off, is because we're looking for things that are super easy that we don't need motivation for. Because what we learned is there is no such thing as motivation. Anytime that I needed motivation, it was BS. Why? Because it was to do something I didn't want to do. Exercise or eating food I didn't want to do, or some weird meal plan that required me to take away all my favorite foods that I couldn't sustain for a long period of time. That's why you need motivation. If you need motivation, you're doing something that you don't want to do. Find things that are super easy that don't require a lot of thought. Do you love chocolate? Look for a chocolate bar that's lower in calories. Do you love ice cream? Look for one lower in calories. You can still enjoy what you love. You just have to find ways to eat a little less so that you can be in a calorie deficit to lose the weight. The next thing for diet is to keep protein on hand at all times. And not just to keep protein on hand, make protein the base of every meal. So Kyle and I eat like 5 meals a day. We eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks. One's like a dessert, one's a snack. We have protein at every single meal because protein lowers your hunger hormone ghrelin. So it helps you feel fuller longer. And again, we have big appetites and it's normal to be hungry when you're eating in a calorie deficit. So having protein as your base will really help you feel full. When you know automatically every meal needs protein, that's less thinking. And you want to eliminate the excuses and the overthinking. Okay, I need protein at every meal. Find some cool protein sources that you love. We love eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, protein powder we show you all the time. This is the HTLT Subs, the Seco bar. It's the new and improved one and it's milky crisp. What I love about these is they're 20 grams of protein, 230 calories, which is quite good. I love chocolate bars, but this tastes like a chocolate bar with way more protein and less sugar. It's super convenient. So there are some days I really don't want to make any meals. I can grab this, still get my protein in, and I'm satisfied because it's sweet and it's really tasty. So Code Nicole will save you 15% off and the link is down below. I combined all of the things I'm sharing with you with portion control to lose my weight. So if you want to know the exact meals and portions that I ate to lose it, you can buy my weight loss ebook. It's called The First 50. The link's down below and Code Nicole will save you 10% off. The last thing for diet that we learned is that keep your meals quick, easy, and very simple to make. When we first started out, we were making very long, complicated meals, too many ingredients, too many foods, and we learned it wasn't sustainable. It was way too much work, and you needed motivation to do it. When we make our meals now, it's very little cooking. It's like 5 minutes in an air fryer, throwing stuff on a tortilla to make low-cal pizza, putting eggs and bacon in a pan, toasting the bread in the toaster. Very simple and foods that you want to eat because that requires no effort. Do you love eggs and bacon? I do, so I eat it every morning for breakfast. Takes me 5 minutes. I love it. Keeps me full, fuels my cardio. Find meals that you love that are super quick and easy, got good protein. It'll feel effortless. It should feel effortless. Exercise. So mainstream promotes strength and health when it comes to exercise. And yes, those are side effects, but when it all comes down to it, it was about looking better. So I had to start looking at getting rid of all the exercises that were a waste of my time, that didn't give me any ROI, meaning they weren't getting me anywhere. I was training like chest, calves, abs, my genetics, doing crunches and sit-ups and stuff. It might have gotten me a stronger core, but it wasn't gonna get me what I actually wanted, which was a flatter stomach. It was the diet that got me a flatter stomach. And also, unless you have very low body fat, your abs are not gonna show through. So I stopped worrying about that and I started focusing on what I could control that would make me look better. I had wide, broad shoulders. So I started training those because when I started training them, they automatically gave me the illusion of having a smaller waist because the focus is on my toned arms and shoulders, and it comes off of the wider part of my waist and focuses on the illusion of a smaller waist. So I trained shoulders. Then I was left with a lot of like flappy, loose skin after the weight loss. I learned if I focused on training my triceps, it would fill out some of the loose skin and give me the illusion of having tighter toned arms. And then I have always naturally had a larger lower half. I had a large flat bum and really big legs. I had a lot of loose skin in my lower half after losing the weight, so I started doing leg day, but I was training way too much and way too long. I was doing 2 leg days, and my leg days were like over an hour long a piece. And I realized that wasn't really getting me any results. So I went down to 1 leg day, 45 minutes, and I just did the basics. The squats, walking lunges, glute bridges, Bulgarian split squats. My legs are strong, powerful, muscular now, and I have the illusion of having toned legs, even though I still have loose skin there. So find the exercises that give you an ROI. What do you have that you can build instead of focusing on things like, do you naturally have a bigger belly? Maybe focus on shoulders like me. Find things that you can train instead of wasting your time on things that aren't getting you anywhere. Eliminate useless moves. Focus on the moves that are actually gonna get you results. Couple of working sets, moderate weight, focus on the squeeze so they're actually building muscle, and that wastes way less time. Then when it came to the cardio part, I did everything under the sun. I did HIIT, I did running, jogging, jumping rope, trampoline. I was not fit enough to do any of that stuff, so I really couldn't sustain it. What I could sustain at every size that I've ever been is walking, slow and steady walking. I started with 15 minutes a day when I was 275 pounds. I built it up slowly over time. I do 60 minutes now, 6 times a week, but that took time. And always slow and steady walking, or if the weather isn't great, I do the recumbent bike. That's it, slow, steady pace. Doesn't require motivation because I like it and I can sustain it, which is why I've been able to get the weight off and keep it off for as long as I have. I hope this helps anybody struggling. If you're not motivated, look at what you're doing. Find things that make you feel like it's effortless, that you go, whoa, this doesn't feel like dieting, and I can do it for a long period of time. Watch this vid for more fun, sustainable weight loss tips, because Sass and I are real friends losing weight in the real world. And we found ways that we love and enjoy that doesn't feel like dieting, it just feels like a part of our life. And that's why we can do it and keep doing it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next vid, cutie. Peace it. I'm gonna eat my watermelon.
If I keep the camera rolling, she'll just keep entertaining. Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it.